Hello, everyone. It's Julie Hedges, and welcome to Monday Metta Live from the Tarot Journey. And this evening, it's Monday Metta Live from the car because I tried to go live out in nature and out by the water where I love to sit, and I was just getting eaten up terribly by mosquitoes. And I thought, as I'm trying to sit down and ready myself and put my headphones on, and I'm absolutely swarmed by mosquitoes, I thought, no, I'm just not gonna do this. So I decided to get back in the car. Otherwise, you would have seen a beautiful sunset, but I decided I'm gonna keep going, but just not the way I was going. And so the topic tonight, this very short Monday Metta Live, is about keep going. Now, how do I want to start off? A lot of us are so worn out. We are worn down. We are ragged. Our hearts are stomped. We are just, our souls are tired. More and more of my friends are saying, I'm taking a break from social media. I'm not watching the news. I'm not listening to the programs. I'm not conversing with coworkers or family about certain topics. I'm just not. I have to take a break. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's wonderful. It's part of self-care, which we talked about last week, is self-care. Making sure we are listening to ourselves, making sure that we are engaging with our own self-talk, our own filter. And for us to choose how to keep going in the way that makes most sense to us, in the way that is feeding of our spirits and nourishing of our bodies and our minds, and that is comforting to our emotions. Hi, Barbie. Thanks for joining me tonight. I appreciate all of you taking your time out for Monday Metta Live. Metta is something that I share every Monday. It starts out in the morning. I share the prayer and a little anecdote or something. And then in the evenings, it's always a live stream. Almost always. Hi, Stacy. Thank you for being here this evening and sharing in this forum on the Tarot Journey. And Rob is here too. Hi, thanks for being here. So I'm talking tonight about keep going. Keep going. It's hard. There's a lot of dark trudging through night. Our souls are tired. Our bodies are weary. Our emotions are trampled. And it just seems as if we have an onslaught from all these directions. But I am very encouraged that my dear friends are saying, you know what? I'm going to pull back. I'm going to take some time away from social media. I'm going to spend more time in contemplation and in prayer, and I'm going to really work on self-care. I'm going to go to the doctor for that checkup. I'm going to spend more time at the gym. I'm going to be reading my Bible or other sacred texts and really putting those words into my heart so I am nourished. I am nurtured, because I need that to keep going. Yeah. And one of the practices that I find for myself that helps me keep going is when I do Monday Metta every week. And I tell you, I blinked my eyes and it's Monday again. I'm so surprised, right? Turned my head and, oh, there was the weekend and now it's Monday again. But one thing that keeps me going is being with all of you and engaging in Monday Metta. Metta, of course, means loving kindness. It's a prayer. It's an action. It's an active meditation and way of living. It's a Buddhist philosophy, this prayer about metta, extending loving kindness to all beings, to ourselves, to our friends and family, to people who are just neutral. Maybe it's the mailman or the clerk at the grocery counter, or the person at the dog groomers, or something along those lines. And those people who are challenging, maybe a boss or a coworker or a gossipy neighbor or something along those lines. People that are like, kind of get under your skin and twist you up a little bit. Even extending the Monday Metta, the loving kindness to them. And of course, all beings. Sometimes I find that it's easier to show that metta, to pray that metta to all beings where they don't have a face, don't have a name, don't have something attached to them. And so when we get closer to the neighbors and the coworkers and the boss and the family members who are pushing our buttons or who are dishonest or perpetrators in our own lives, to extend that metta, loving kindness to them. I know. Me too. I get it. But I show up on Mondays and I post the prayer for myself, for me, so I remember, oh yeah, it's Monday Metta. It's loving kindness. And my heart and my mind and my thoughts are going to be turning in the direction of Monday Metta. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going even though I might feel small. I'm going to keep going even though my sinuses are acting up. I'm going to keep going even though the bank account seems really, really slim. I'm going to keep going even though I have a disagreement with my family. I'm going to keep going even though I so miss my beautiful baby dog who went to heaven. She changed her address. I'm going to keep going even though the gutters need to be cleaned. And I'm going to keep going even though the basement is leaking. I'm going to keep going. Hi, Cindy Lynn. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for all of you who are in your own path, on your own tarot journey. You're keeping going. And this poem, it's a longer poem, but I'm going to share this excerpt, this poem. I learned it long ago, and I'm sure that you will recognize it when you hear it too. But I wanted to share it a little bit because it's in this understanding of keep going. So I've got my paper right here. I've got to read it because I don't have it memorized. It says, when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. And that's what this is about. When life is pressing you down a bit, and I think we can agree that life is pressing us and squeezing and pinching and pulling and poking, and I get it. When life is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. And reach out to any resource. Look to nature. Look to your friends. Look to your spiritual practice. Look to Monday Metta. Look to your community, your Star Nations community, your local communities, library events, your temple, your synagogue, your church, your groups, and be nurtured. Nurture yourself. That enhanced self-care. Thanks, Barbie. She's heard that poem before and it hits the mark. Yeah, it is part of a longer poem, but I just loved that first stanza. Rest if you must, but don't you quit. And I do have an announcement that I would invite all of you to join me next Monday. You know, we do Monday Metta every week, but on the third Monday is the special time because it is the hour-long Tarot Journey show right here on the Facebook page at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. And this month, so it's going to be next Monday, October 15th, but next Monday I'm going to have two special guests with me, two licensed clinical social workers. And we're going to talk about self-care on a really deep level. We're going to talk about what happens when we need some extra help. What happens when we are really lost, really tired, really just depleted, really undergoing trauma. What do we need to do? What can we do? What resources are out there so that we can keep going? I think that this show in October is going to be my most important broadcast ever. And I've been doing the Tarot Journey. I've been blessed to do the Tarot Journey for 4 years now. Over 4 years. And this is my most important show so far. And so I invite all of you to join me as I talk to beautiful souls, licensed clinical social workers, about trauma and self-care and what we can do to nurture ourselves through dark and difficult times. Because maybe life is kind of on an even keel for you now. I think that's wonderful. Then perhaps you have a friend or a family member who might need a little extra care. Or maybe you are someone who is going through the ringer. Life is just bringing you one bag of ick after another one. And I tell you, I can relate to that. Oh, here's another wave. Oh, here's another wave. Yeah. So with Monday Metta, with loving kindness, I want to encourage you. When life is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. And use your tools. Use your resources. Please join us next week. I'm so encouraged by what they have to say. This is going to be a learning time for me too, on what these trained, experienced counselors are going to share with us about trauma and self-care and the resources that are available and the techniques and all of the ways that we can be supported. Okay. So with me, if you would share Metta with me. May all beings be at peace. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be free. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And may the peace that surpasses all human understanding be with you now and throughout the week. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.